Okay, today we're going to be making this little pocket-sized notebook with removable pages, and the pages are going to be made from the Stamper's Best notebook paper stamp, which I got unmounted, and on the cover I've used the Gears background stamp in black embossing. So it's tone on tone, it's subtle, but then in addition we're going to decorate it with some gears that were shrunk using the poly shrink from Lucky Squirrel. And then we're going to decorate it up with some Wild Orchid craft products. So let's get started. I'm going to use the VersaFine Onyx Black and stamp using the Fisker stamp press. I already have the stamp mounted, and I have regular cover stock, and the cover stock is 110-pound weight Staples cardstock. It's the most affordable. It comes in 8.5. Oh, color balance, white balance. It comes in, just a sec. There we go. It comes in 8.5 by 11 sheets, which can run through your printer. So let me get a couple of these stamped out, and then we can cut them out, and I'll show you a little trick. In yesterday's show, I think in yesterday's YouTube video, I shared a little trick on how I cut out images that are stamps, have a stamp decal edge, by using a punch instead of having to cut all those little fine elements. This trick is similar to that, just using the corner rounder instead of going around trying to cut the corners off of every single one of these images. So I'm just going to go through and stamp a few of these to add to the book that I've already started, but I'll show you. I'll put the gears on the back of the cover as well, so they can be some continuity. And because I'm cutting these out, I don't need to keep them straight. I just want to make sure I re-ink between each application just by tapping lightly. I like the cover of the VersaFine, but I've several times smacked the cover back on myself and ended up with the ink all over me. The stamping device, this Fisker's stamp press, because it has foam feet, gives you an opportunity to position before you actually press down, versus if you use a block. For example, I have on this block my signature stamp that has my name on it. If you go to place it, your placement can only be done once. This gives you an opportunity to maneuver, especially when you're trying to place images in a very specific location. So you place it, space it, and then press down. Whereas the block, you have to do the spacing and press down all at the same time. So you have, this is a lot more forgiving. It gives you an opportunity to fiddle with it, because once you stamp with an image that's on a block, unless you're cutting it out, there's no fiddling with it. It's stamped, it's done. This gives you an opportunity to position. And this also gives you a chance to create a collage for a one-time stamping, because it's larger and it has a grid line, and you can create everything. For example, I did some collage images, and I'll show you just quickly. I have them off to the side here. I did collage images on an ATC size, so I wanted to make sure that all my images would fit on the ATC. So it's the background, and then the individual stamps can be positioned so you can place your image that you want to make sure fits within, and then stamp it that way. So that's the difference between the two. And this is the compact size. There's also a larger one. I think this one is, let's see, 8.5 by 6.5. I think the other one is 7 by 9, something like that. And it is great for Christmas cards, anything that you would be doing repeatedly. So for swaps, if you only have to set it up once and then just re-ink and stamp. For example, that's why ooh, I don't need to ink my nail though. If I had more than one image, that would also be beneficial, like more than one stamp that I wanted to stamp out. That's always nice. Oh, bye, Claire. And I don't mind if the image doesn't transfer completely, like I didn't press one of the corners when I was just stamping. That's okay, because it's kind of a grungy, kind of a boyish feel. So, excuse me, so you could see, you could fit quite a few of these across one page, and I'm only going to do these 5, because I don't want to have you, see, I just stamped, and it didn't transfer the corner. So I just went and stamped it over again. So I'm just going to cut these out. I'm going to put my stamp press off to the side and grab my scissors. I know I brought them back. I do find that the smaller one accommodates pretty most of what I would use it for. I haven't found the need to get the larger one yet. I may at some point. It's nice to have options, especially when you do a lot of stamping, and I think I do a substantial amount of stamping. So I'm just going to go through and cut these down, but I'm going to leave the corners, and I'll show you why. I always try to find ways for shortcuts, because there are a lot of shortcuts that are available. Oh, and I don't think this is completely dry. Let me just quickly hit it with my heat tool to make sure that it's all set. So I'll do this off camera. And if I could show you, I would. My heat tool, I have an old-fashioned metal desk. My heat tool hangs on the drawer pull for the top drawer, so I always have it readily available. So before I'm ready to heat set something, especially when I'm using embossing, I always let it heat up for a minute or two. That way when I apply it to what I'm trying to emboss, it works quickly and efficiently. I bought my stamp press from AC Moore using a 50% off coupon. So is anyone working on anything today? Yes, big box stores have them. They're available online. I think they're available through Amazon. I've seen the stamp presses from Fiskars you can buy direct. Occasionally they have offers. You can actually sign up for a newsletter to be received from Fiskars, and whenever they have deals going on, they always send a message out to their followers. Painting? Walls or canvas? Accordion book? Oh, I'd love to see that. Whose desk exploded? Yeah. Do you guys want to see something scary? And I know I'm recording this, so I'm going to set myself up for ridicule later, but you know what? This is life, so I'm going to share my desk with you. Hold on, don't get dizzy. Do you see the scariness? There's me. There's you, right there. There you guys are. I have another monitor. Here's my printer. Piles of stuff. Stuff. More stuff. Even more stuff. More stuff. Oh, there I am. Oh, you can't see me. Okay, there you go. Alright, you guys just got the bird's eye view. Yeah, I only showed you what's on my desk. I didn't show you what's behind me. And I work here. I work from home. Oh, am I answering questions that are about something else? The time delay in Ustream is always wonky to me because I'm used to doing presentations for work in real time. So when I share a screen, I share the screen and everyone sees me and hears me all at the same time, versus Ustream's got that little bit of a delay. Yeah, I actually know where everything is. That's the frightening part. So I showed you that I've cut these out, but I left all the corners because I'd like to find ways, oh, I didn't cut this off. I like to find ways to give myself shortcuts. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I didn't. And that would be my four-legged children. No, I'm sorry, I didn't see the answer. Things are kind of scrolling, and I might not be catching up with everyone. Pile to make my crop, I thought. Oh, you didn't have one this weekend? Yeah, my four-legged children probably would come in here at some point. So I have this stamped out and cut, but I'm going to use my 1/4 inch rounding corner rounder from Crocodile, for making memories, the Crocodile. And I'm gonna use that. Why take the time to really round it? So I'm just going to line it up and punch, because that's going to be much faster than trying to cut each corner. Right? Because we want to create, but we want to create with ease. We want things to be easy. It's like having the right tool for the right job. Right? And my husband left this morning to go to the casino for the day with a couple of friends. So I told him to come back with lots of cash because I have things I need. No, I don't need anything. But there are things that I would like. New pair of shoes. Oh, is anybody else addicted to Pinterest? I'm getting to a point where I think I check that more often than I do my emails. But what are we laughing at? At me? What did I do? Or someone else? Did someone say something witty that I missed? Or laughing at me? That's okay. I don't mind being laughed at. I love being laughed along with. And you know, my incense just burnt out, so I have to light another one. Because I'm a recovering hippie? No, I'm not that old. Oh, I was born in the 60s, but the very last bit of them. Okay, so I've got the stamps all stamped, cut out, cornered. Now I'm going to punch the holes. And I wish that hole punches would say what size they are. This one's from McGill, but it would be much easier if they just included the size right on here. I was born in 68. I just turned 43. Although I got carded a couple of weeks ago, which was really cute. I almost kissed the poor thing, the poor boy that carded me. Then he was ready to run for the hills. So this size is precisely the same circumference or the same diameter as the little holes on the stamp. Alright, I'll check the chat afterwards because I don't want to miss anything, but I feel like if I don't keep going, you guys are gonna get bored. Plus, wait, when's the next show? Is it 4 o'clock that Artie Dark comes on? Oh, my punch is crying. It's making a wheezy sound. I guess I'm not totally addicted to Pinterest. I just find it's fun because, you know, there are so many images on the internet. You could spend weeks, literally non-stop, looking for things, but who's got that kind of time? 6 p.m. Eastern. Oh, it's only 3:14. Not to say that I'm going to play that quite that long. Oh my gosh. You hear this? Okay. Alright, so we have these all punched out and ready to go. So there's one more thing that needs to be done before they can go into the little booklet. And I'm going to, yeah, I might have to use WD-40. I have one of those little purse size ones that look like a pen. And, oh, I wonder if, yeah, I don't have it near me. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. And pardon my gnarly nail with no, finger with no nail. There's even a line for you where you cut. Literally snip into the circle. Just like that. For each one. That way, if you need to pull a note out and give it to somebody, like your email address, you know, because there are those people who don't have smartphones where they can record everything. I encountered that recently. Somebody said, oh, can I have your phone number? I'm like, yeah, where's your cell phone? Oh, I don't have one. What? Well, it happens. People don't have cell phones or smartphones, or you just want to jot down a note and give it to somebody. I actually might use this to grab notes to stash in my husband's uniform, which is kind of a goofy thing that I do for him. When he has the beginning of the week, I stash his uniform pockets full of little notes. I don't have a smartphone either. I don't need a smartphone. I'm smart enough. No, I have a Kindle. Why would I want to pay a $100 service a month when I have everything the smartphone would have on my Kindle for free? So to me, it just seems silly. Oh, hi, Art. Hi, Artie Dar. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so I'm just going to open up the little half-inch binder rings, which really make cute toe rings you can alter. Anyone is interested, but and I'm going to pop in these little additional pages that we just created. And then we'll start the decorating and shrinking because I'm all out of the little black gears that I made the other day because I already put them on a little notebook, mini notebook. And just close it up. I have, like, you can pop out an extra one, or I could just pop this one back in because we made those little slit cuts. They can easily be popped in and out. And I had created this using I'm having a brain fart. Hold on. Hi, Joycey. Report covers. I don't know why it took me so long. These textured black pieces are cut from report covers, and then I embossed the image on here. The inside, I just doubled it up with some craft paper and made a pocket out of one of the pieces of the cover paper. And the pockets and the two sheets are all adhered with red line tape. Oh, for those of you who are interested, this is the red line tapes that I have available on my blog. It's an 1/8 inch 20 yards, 1/4 inch 20 yards, and 1/2 inch 20 yards. And I attached the cover with the 1/2 inch because it covered the most surface area. And then I used the 1/8 inch for the pockets to give me the greatest allowable pocket space once it was attached. Okay. So we have this all these little notepads inside, and I don't think I have any more of the black gears that I wanted to use on here. So this is the image that I embossed with the superfine embossing powder. Yeah, the stamp is by Stamper. Both of the stamps are by Stamper's Best. And if you guys are interested, they do ship internationally. And if you want to get an additional 10% off, just use the coupon code Anastasia at the checkout, and that'll give you 10% off any order, not just the first one. So I shrunk some of these gears the other day. So I have clear. Here's the clear. Here's the white. And then the translucent. And I did grab some ink and mixative in case I want to change up the colors of any of those. And I grabbed my iridescent medium as well. But the black ones, oh, look how stinking cute that is. So this is, let me show you the sizes. Let me grab the dies and I'll show you what they shrink from and to. I'm going to move this off to the side for a second. Oh, and for those of you who were asking, and I don't remember specifically who, but I use my Cuttlebug, and I do have a Vagabond, but I will use my Cuttlebug today. And as you can see, my plate, it's pretty gnarly, but I keep a set of plates for cutting and a separate set of plates for embossing that are not marred. And the reason I do that is because when you run embossing through with plates that are this marred up, all of this imagery that's cut into the plastic will transfer to the paper. So you have to use this unmarred ones. But this is what I do. I can't find my other gnarly one. So I put that on top where the cutting surface is, and I put this on the bottom for the sandwich. And here are the dies. It's the Tim Holtz Alterations die from Sizzix, the gadget gears. And this is the largest one, shrinks down to this. All three of these are that one. Then this one is this. Actually, what? Maybe it's that one. This one shrinks down to this size. And these two movers and shapers, let me just take them off the shiny surface so you're not getting blinded. This one shrinks down to this. And these are the stinking cute. How stinking cute is that? So I'm thinking I'm gonna use these because I love the fact that this one is just so pristine. Like it literally looks like something you got out of a packaging, you know, pre-made. So okay, so let me put these away because I want to make some black ones. I think I'm going to go with the monochromatic tone, and I'll pull out some black roses, some black lace trim maybe, and some black bows. We'll make it girly, grungy. Let me put these back in my little cup and start cutting. I left one on the floor somewhere, but I'll find it. If not, one of my four-legged children will recycle it for me in the front yard. So I have my shrink, my poly shrink. I'm going to use the black one. And here's the website in case you're interested. It's the Lucky Squirrel. I would recommend cut these one at a time. One of the mistakes that I made with the samples that I did the other day is I cut several, I think 4 layers at the same time. And some of this, the black one is not nearly as brittle, but some of it is a little more brittle, and the lowest layers don't go through pristinely, and you're forced to hand cut them. And honestly, I don't want to hand cut anything. So let me pull out my old little tired cuddle bug and run these through. And I'm going to use these smaller ones. So I'm going to trim pop them on the base tray. Sorry, let me pull that up so you could see. Pop them on the base tray and trim down this into as close to this size, because I don't want to waste this. I don't want to waste the shrink film. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive, but why would you want to waste it if you didn't have to? So this is what I usually do. I either measure my image. So this is approximately, I would say, 1 3/4 or 45 millimeters for all of you smart girls in Europe. And smart, I mean metric system raised. And then this little one is, I would say about 1 1/4 safely, and 35 millimeters. So I'm going to cut them down to those sizes so I'm not wasting the shrink film. I successfully drew on the black one with the white Marvy bright color white gel pen. That's what baked on in this little ruler sample. So if you want to trace things out, or actually, let's try something. Since we're going kind of monochromatic, we can have a little bit of pop of white. And I think I might want to use my Dymo labeler in addition on the decorating part. So I'm going to draw something. Let me cut this out, and then I'll put little dash lines with the white gel pen, and we'll see how that looks when it's shrunken. Like a shrunken head. So let me stop yapping and cut. So you see, I've cut it down just to cover the image. I don't want to waste any more. And actually, stuff that I trimmed off would fit on this part. So let's run this through and you can see how it cuts. And I'm sorry if the camera ends up moving because it's on a lamp overhead. So here are the cuts. And they do have static, look. Do you see that? There's a lot of static in this, so if you want to rub your plates first with your embossing buddy, you could do that. Ooh, that'll cause less of the static. Wait till you see when they shrink up. So I'm gonna put these, and this stuff I just sweep off into the garbage. Okay, and here's what happens with the dies. The remnants attach pretty strongly. So much so he pulled it right off. So I'm gonna put this off to the side, and we'll get shrinking. If we need more, we can always make more. I'm going to, well, let's draw some gear stuff here. Let me grab my paper towel to just wipe off the tip of my pen. Hopefully you could see I'm making little marks. I'll pull it up to the camera in a sec. Making little gel pen marks on the gear tips. Maybe I'll make some dash lines as well, just to add some visual interest to it. We'll see what happens when it shrinks up. I'm going to keep it steady with my nail. I wish we could play music in the background, but it's there. I drew little dash lines, and this will be one way for me to introduce some white, so there'll be continuity. So there's only 3 colors in this whole book. It'll be the black and the embossing black, this black, then the white will be pulled in from the paper onto the little gears, and maybe I'll use black and white roses. And then I also have little pockets, and obviously since, you know, I could also do the gel dash line details on the inside pockets as well, and maybe stamp, you know, my signature stamp on the back with white ink. So it'll be a cute little, and this is definitely, well, so far it's masculine, so we'll see. But hey, I kind of like masculine things too, so, you know, we girls have testosterone in us. For the record, all the tools in this house are mine. And I don't mean in the craft area, I mean saw downstairs is mine. I'm the one who builds things. I'm the one who puts together all the IKEA furniture. I would not entrust my husband, although I love him dearly and he has a lot of wonderful qualities. Following directions or instructions is so totally not his thing. And isn't that the wonderful thing when in a relationship, be it friendship or marriage, you can figure out who excels at what, and then they're the ones who are put in charge of it. Although, I think I heard my dad recently admit that he does dishes really poorly on purpose. which, grant you, if my mom hasn't figured it out in 37 years, shame on her. He gets away with what she lets him. Now you could totally use this for a boat steer if you're doing a little mini for, come on, focus please, thank you. I think it needs a little dash lines through the middle as well. I'm trying not to touch the gel pen because, as you know, it has a little bit more dry time than regular pen, so I don't want to smear what I've just drawn on. And if it's slightly imperfect, that's okay. We're not looking for mass-produced results. We're looking for aesthetically pleasing continuity. At least that's what I always look for when I create something, especially when I'm creating something that it's being mass-produced, like if I'm on a swap. So I think that's enough for that one. I'm going to heat it up. Let me move a couple of things around. I don't want to. I have to move my mats out of the way because I don't want to heat them up because they will warp. And hopefully it won't be too loud. So I'm going to turn my heat gun now. So talk amongst yourselves. Pokey tool for safety. Black for pressure. Ready? Done. Oh. This one warped a little bit. That's my own fault. That's okay. I will make another one, but in the meantime, I will... It's still hot. I don't want to... See, the lines really translate nicely. Okay, that's still hot. But I could poke this under something, so just the side of it be visible. Let's make another one of those. I want to make another one. Okay, I like that one. I think this is my favorite one, but I overheated one side and then it collapsed on itself. That's what happened. I don't think I could fix it because reheating it, well, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know if I reheat it and poke it out. See, it just looks like it melted on itself in the back because I overheated it. Alright, but let me quickly make another one. That's okay. I don't mind. I'll just use it underneath something. It won't go to waste, not to worry. I even saved these little pieces because I have this, I don't even know what this would shrink up to look like. Probably a dot, but I could try punching out. It's hard. It could be because the metal desk was retaining the heat. Ugh, okay, I can't punch it through. This doesn't do it. Yeah, it didn't. Plus the legs would curl up, so I'm still going to save those little pieces just on the off chance that I use it for something else. Or I could shrink up this and it will be a negative. So I'm just going to place that. I'm not going to bother with the other little one, just this one. Get my little bug. Yeah, I haven't quite developed the skills to have 3 hands going at the same time. Although that might be the answer to many of our problems. Why, thank you. So again, I didn't do the static thing, but that's okay. I'll just pop those out with my fingers and toss them in the garbage. Alright, let me get my pen and quickly do that. And maybe I'll get my heat mat underneath this. Maybe I'll do the opposite side. I don't want to crack. You don't want to bend it too much because it'll crack. But I do like the white. I like the way that turned out. I'm especially fond of this black poly shrink. And I purchased this particular batch from Blitsy.com, but they do have this available, and it was in 8-sheet packs. They have it available in 24-sheet packs directly from Lucky Squirrel, and I think it's $11.99 for the 24 sheets, and they're 8.5 by 10. They're not the full 11. Ooh, sprung up on me. And I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat at the moment because I just want to get this drawn and shrunken so we can get on the decorating. And I might have to step away for a minute to go grab my box of flowers where I have my black roses and stuff. And there's some new products coming to the wild orchid side. It's like tricked out shrink film. Okay, it doesn't take very long. Oh, the result is just so cute. It just looks like oh, I must have touched one of them. Really stitched lines. Okay, get that ready. Heat up my gun. Much better. Love the lines. Love the white gel pen lines. So I can hang this up for now and we can get decorating. I better close that so I don't poke myself with it. Okay, let me get my mat back in its spot. Okay, I'm gonna plug in my hot glue, and I don't want to lose my little gear. I think I have another one that's plain black. Suppose we could. I'll play around and see. I'll place it and see how the white looks. It might be a little too stark because of the monochromatic. Oh, that that glue gun that was visible on the mat is from oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of something just fell behind me. I think it's from Plaid Crafts. It's the silicone mat. Also has some finger protection and pokey tools. Alright, so let's see. I have the gears already embossed on the front, and I just used the superfine detail embossing powder in black, which is from Ranger. And this is the stamp that I used, the gears background. And I just turned it upside down with the largest gear this way. And see, the white is a little too stark, I think. Oh, well, let's try that. I have a fine line Sharpie. Maybe that will work. Let's try it. Okay, let me try it first on one. I don't care about it not turning out nicely. If that makes any sense. Because I really love that one, came out really nicely. Huh, that's not bad. It's a good idea. Be consistent with the dash lines. And I could add dash lines on the cover in white gel pen. Should we try that? Bring in some consistency since we're adding these gears with a little white dashes on them. I'm just going to pop this cover off while we decorate it. And I say we because you guys have joined me, but you know, I don't expect you guys to reach through the screen and help out, but I do appreciate your moral support. Now I have a couple of different types of white gel pens. I have the Marvy Bright White, and I also have this Jelly Roll from Sakura. And I think the Sakura one is good too. So, okay, so if I do the stitch lines, I have no idea why. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I have a tendency to go. Well, I don't know if anyone's watched me do this on video. Instead of just drawing once, I have a tendency to go around twice, go over the same drawn element twice when making stitch lines. I don't know if it's a weird habit I developed. unbeknownst to me why. Yeah, I think that's nice. Gives you a white stitching. Of course, I know that there's, I think Making Memories has a roll stamper that does this. All you do is roll it over and creates a stitch lines. You know, we all have our own weird little habits. Isn't that funny? If you stare at the stitch lines too long, they start to meld in together, especially on a monochromatic background like I'm using right now. And I'm trying to refocus my eyes every few seconds because they keep, oh my gosh, I have to look away for a second. It's like an optical illusion because the mat underneath is black with white lines, and I'm trying to stay straight. Whew, okay. It has kind of a leathery denim look now, doesn't it? With the white and the white stitching. Okay, so that's. Ooh, and I always draw on myself when I put pen caps back on. That's another weird thing. Okay, so let me grab some flowers. Oh, I have some beads too. These are real glass ones. It's an old vintage necklace that I tore apart, and they're real glass. Listen, ooh, as they roll around everywhere. So I might keep them on hand. I don't know, another one just went somewhere. Where did it go? Well, I'll find it in like 6 months. Alright, let me see what, I just want to set this aside for a minute, let it set up, and get some of my black stuff. Well, I might have some nearby, and this, oh, this might be cool. This is my unfinished mini that I have to finish this week. Oh, I have black lace. Perfect. A little square something or other. Oh, no, I'm going to use the round one that matches the gears better. Oh my god. The pearls are falling out of the little... I wasn't kidding when I said I have Ziploc baggies, and this baggie is so full, it's not even fitting the contents. See, I have this one all like ready to go, essentially. It just has to be decorated and the cover put on, so I don't know why I just ran out of steam, because this is where the cover's gonna go. And then the purple ribbon, I'm getting distracted, I know. The purple ribbon is going to be the closure sitting underneath. It's the real silk ribbon from Wild Orchid Crafts, like that, and it's going to tie that way. So that's on my to-do list this week. I have to get that done this week, because I can't pose a challenge out there without picking it up myself, right? Okay, so let's see how we can incorporate some of the lacing. And it's the beautiful black Guy Pierre lace. And I might trim this up It's a little big scale for all the small daintiness. Rabbit trails with the droppings. We used to have a bunny. The bunny's name was Epi. That might be a little too much. Let me go grab my toolbox. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. The topic is... Well, I'm sure you can come up with one. Okay. This thing is huge. Let me see what I'm going to pull out of here. Oh. Sorry, I'm not throwing things at you guys. I'm just trying to maneuver things out of my ginormous tote. Anyone interested in seeing the tote full of Wild Orca craft supplies? Okay. It's like a foot deep. And I give stuff away on a regular basis too. We're spoiled, what can we say? Okay, that's probably enough to play with for now. I'm gonna close this up and move it off to the side so I can move back up to my desk. Hopefully without causing too much of an avalanche. Okay, so I have black roses, crystals, raffia, which is nice textural difference, some organza, lace we decided doesn't go with it, and some metal findings. So let's see what speaks to us. And this is kind of how I work. I pull out either color or texture of what I'm looking to work with. Are you guys falling out of sync? Those are too dainty. Oh, this might be cool to add. The little clock face. Sorry, crunching. I know some people really, really hate that sound. But to me, honestly, it's like a Pavlovian response. I hear it and I get all excited. And I can color up most of this stuff with either paint or markers. See what I have in the metal findings. I do like the clock. And it is double-sided. So we could hang this from, oh, we could hang it from one of the little rings. Let's see what else I have in here. See, I love these flowers. They're very, very industrial. I could totally color that up. And if you trim the edges, you could maneuver the flower, and maybe I can put some black, one of these in the middle. Okay, let's keep one out, just on the off chance we use that. Not really much of a butterfly thing, so I think that's probably it from the metal findings. Okay, let's look at the flowers. Ooh. Yeah. Great. These are definitely too large. That's 45mm. That's just too big. It would overpower. These are 15, 25, and 15. So maybe a 25 to center. And then a couple of 15 around them. Who's drooling? Oh. Are you guys hungry for some flowers? I'm having some mermaids. Well, fake mermaids. Because I forgot to grab a drink. Okay. Let me grab my utility scissors. I have white ones. I didn't pull any white ones out. Why didn't I? Actually, the white ones might make a very nice contrast. Oh, how about one of these? I know you can't see it yet. Hold on, I'm pulling one out. One of these is a center point. You know, I think I really like the white. I love that. That's very striking. Let's see what happens when we add the gears. I don't like that one there. That one's too big. Not a heart kind of thing. I'm almost thinking of placing them. I could, but you know, it just looks so crisp with the all white right now. I rather like that. But again, I have to be mindful of the binder of the location of the hole. So let me place that back on here. It feels awkward now because it's really nice in the corner. It's almost like this is just a tad too large. Well, I was thinking of maybe taking the gears and then putting them in vertically to give it dimension that way. See if I can prop one up and pull it up to the camera so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like that. Gluing it in like that instead of just lying flat on the surface. Then it'll give it dimension and the contrast between just all white on the black. Alright, so shall we get gluing? Oh, I didn't plug in my glue gun. Dork. Alright, it'll take a minute or two. So let's rule things out. We don't want any of these gems, any of the crystals. Oh, maybe some of, let's see, they're green. The stamen kind of might be a good, nice little, you know what, I think I have tiny little white rosebuds. Hold on. That might be a good filler. So if we're going to go with all white, let's put the blue flowers back. The white I think looks much more striking. It's very dramatic that way. Do you guys agree? Oh, you like the crystals? Hold on, let me pull some out so you can see them up close. There's the tear-shaped ones. Technically they're called black, but if you look carefully, they're actually a deep, deep brown. Including the hearts. And this isn't really like a heart kind of project, at least it doesn't feel like it. I like the contrast of the, yeah, well, I don't know. Oh, you know what else I just got? I know, I'm all over the place. I just got these box of these are just loose, so they could be added here and there. Yeah, no hearts. The hearts don't go with this particular aesthetic, I agree. Yeah, I think I'm kind of liking these. They're they are called clear acrylic solitaires, but they look like they're little pieces of gems. Here. The light reflects off of them wonderfully, so maybe we'll put some of those off to the side. Okay. I like the contrast between very dainty and girly for the stones and the gears in the background and kind of the leathery look of the cover. All right, so let me, the glue is heating up. Let me grab an extra glue stick to be ready. I think I mentioned the other day I have orangutan arms. 99% of the things in my tiny little 10 by 10 room are within reach for me, which is helpful. Alright, so we're going to go with the, oh, I was going to grab the white flowers. Sorry for the crunching again. I'm looking for my little white rosebuds. I just found something else I'm going to use, I think. I'm so sorry for all the crunching, ladies. I promise you I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum. Oh, we can always add as much goodness as we possibly can, even to this itty bitty tiny little project. Okay, I found the rosebuds. That'd be a nice filler. And look at these. The white snow stamens. Those might be cute. And if we want to go smaller, I found the 15 millimeters, and then we can use like, and I also found the tea rose buds. So let's see, let me move these off. Like if this is just a little too big, if using one of these, and a couple of the 15 millimeters. That doesn't feel like enough. Okay. I think we're back to this with these. And possibly some of these. And another one over here. And I'm keeping these pristine white because I really like the contrast. I even like the contrast of the green from the petals. I'm going to leave that on as well. And then some of these white rosebuds. Can you believe somebody rolled these by hand? Rolled them and glued them individually, one by one. So the smallest ones, I think I'm going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping an odd number, because the human eye likes things in odd increments. And then the gears will attach perpendicularly after we're done assembling the flowers. And then here and there, I'll pop some of these little blings, whatever they are, whatever they're called. And then maybe keep this on the inside pocket for if you want to stash some things. And this way might color up. So let's see if my glue is ready for me. Nope, not quite yet. Let me try an experiment. So I have this little heart. And oh, I should probably use a larger black marker. I have a bigger Sharpie I can use. Have I lost you guys? Are you all falling asleep because of my slow pokedness? I don't know if that's going to get into all the nooks and crannies. I have, well, that's kind of interesting. Looks funky. Please focus. And not on my yucky finger. There you go. I know that there's an option for a thing called Tiny Chat where everybody can chat, but if there's a lot of people, that could get kind of out of hand, I would suppose. But it would be nice to hear people. But with the delay, that might get even odd, even more peculiar. So, I don't know. I'll color this, I'll finish coloring this up. Purring fur all over my shoulder. My cat loves to sit on my office chair, on the back of the chair. The one thing that I do not like is that she just gets lazy and decides to sharpen her claws on it, and it's an expensive chair. And why do we buy you scratching posts if you don't go to use them? Silly kitty. I'm just kind of biding some time coloring this in while the ooh, it's a little sticky. While the glue gun heats up. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave that off to the side for now. I think I might have, let me just get some, I always have antibacterial near me for instances like this. You know what I put on the back of my chair when I leave for the night from my office, which sometimes is really, really late, is tinfoil. Cats hate tinfoil. So any surface that you don't want your cat to appear on, stick some tinfoil on it, because they'll jump on it once and they won't come back. I just keep forgetting to put it back on when I leave my office every night. So, alright, so I'm definitely not using these. Not a big fan of those. Might use this little one. Not sure about this white one yet because I like the contrast of the black, especially since we're using the white flowers in these. And I realize this all sounds like I'm talking to myself, which technically I am. But as you guys can chime in, it's always helpful to not feel like I'm a minute away from being institutionalized. Oh, and I also have these little black beads, which might be a nice little addition. So we'll see. I'll keep them nearby on the off chance that we use them. Okay, let me check my glue again. Are you dripping yet? Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to move these off. I know I want this to be as flat as possible, so I'm just going to straighten this out a little. Maybe trim off more of the metal. And I definitely use my industrial shears, my utility shears for this now instead of my Tim Holtz scissors because I want to preserve those for paper. And I'm going to leave the cover on the rings because that will help me determine where I can't place the flowers because I still want them to be, I want that to be functional. So then I want this one right here. I don't even bother taking the glue gun off its holder. I just squish ooze the glue out that way. And hot glue sets up pretty quickly. I think it's 48 degrees outside, so heat's not even on in the house. I'm gonna press some of the petals down just a little bit. Oh, goofy. It could just mean it's a sign of mental instability. I don't ordinarily talk to myself. I'm talking to myself because I know you guys are there. Believe me, I'm not ready for a padded room quite yet. I'd like to think I have my mental abilities about me. And I'm going to tuck one little 15mm on this side because the corner is a little bare and there's enough space there for me to just ever so slightly tuck it in without compromising the rings. And again, I'm going to fill this out with these little, oh, I just glued my ring. Right, let me take that off so I don't keep gluing it. There's no way I can fake out that I'm not married. My fingers are permanently indented. Alright, so these little ones I've left on a little bit of a 1/4 inch stems. So, and I did this yesterday, so for those of you who were at the show yesterday, I just kind of stick it in there without even extruding any of the glue. And then tuck it in. So it's a nice little tuck. T-U-C-K, just in case. Well, then I'm a genius. If talking to yourself is a sign of genius, there you go. Thank you for reaffirming that for me. Will you act as my character witness if necessary? I don't have a padded room. This is a room I live in most of the time. I spend most of my awake hours in this office between working, selling some of my things, blogging, YouTube, creating cards. I now create cards for my work, my real full-time job. Can you believe that? It's a nice little bonus. And I'm doing videos, instructional videos for work now as well. Kind of fell into that. But I don't mind. I really enjoy that. I think I've always loved teaching. It's just a matter of finding the subject that I truly am passionate about. And you can always tell when someone's heart's in it. I've seen plenty of videos out there where the person just looks like they're going through the motions. So there, I think I've got all the flowers on. Oh, hi, Barb. And now we can attach, actually now I'm going to close the binder rings because I want to make sure everything still works. I'll open up the pages. It's just so cute. I don't know what it is with me and miniatures. And it looks like a little notebook, like literally a little notebook. I love that. Alright, and I could totally add more pages. As you can see, there's more give in the rings. So I can probably add as much as 1/2 inch worth. So I can add quite a few more. Alright, so let's get the gears in. So this shrunken gear that got overheated is okay. I'm going to tuck it in so deeply that you won't see the fact that it's misshapen. So let's see. Glob of glue on the bottom of its broken bum and tuck in. So it's industrial and girly all at the same time. And what I'll do is I'll take some close-up photographs of this after I'm finished and after I do the YouTube video. And I think I'm going to need tweezers for this part because I won't be able to tuck it in. What I'll do is I will do a blog post on my blog with all the products that were used in this, as well as, okay, I don't like that. That's too much glue. Hot glue begun. It's okay. If you pull it off quickly, you could get most of this off because it's plastic. Once it starts to set up, you can peel off the glue. And I'm not heat sensitive, so I'm pull it off. Okay. I got way too much glue on that. Let me just hit my glue, hit this to my heat gun to get some of the off. It's super hot now. It's like little spider veins. Come on. So this one's just peeking out right there. And then this last one I might add, because it's the one that came out the best, right on top here. So it's one that is sitting on top of, oh, hold on one sec. I have to answer some question on play. Yeah, right there. What do you think? I think I'm going to add this one right here. Hopefully, come on, glue. Get just a little bit of glue on it. You know what? I'm going to add the glue to the gear spot and then place it on top. Need a little something here, maybe against this pedal right there. So just a little bit of glue. Okay, so here are the flowers and the little gears and the gear background. I love the subtlety of it. So now let's see, what if we add these in between? Like, would this be gilding the lily or totally unnecessary blingage? Let me just pop a few on and then you guys can tell me what you think. I think I kind of like it. But then again, I was a crow in a former life, so asking a crow. What do you guys think? A little bit of a bling bling here and there. They're just acrylic. Oh, the glue gun I'm using? Ironically, I have 5 glue guns. One that I've had for almost 20 years. One that is the Fiskars one that I was selling on my blog, which I really liked until it wasn't working the way I had expected it to. It's this cordless one. Because when you turn it on, it has a light that tells you that it's on. Majority of the juice of the batteries was going to the light and not to heating up the glue gun. I did contact Fiskars and they apologized and said there's a reason why they've stopped carrying it or producing it is because they couldn't get it to maintain its heat consistency. And I said, well, get rid of the stupid light. Just having an on-off switch. And then I tried the Imagine this one, and that one has exactly the same problem. Alright, so am I adding the little, should I add the little blingy blings? I think I might use my rubber tweezers from that set, the mat that you saw. Okay, so let's see. Oh, just hold on one sec. I just broke a nail. Just file it down so I don't stab myself later or scratch my eyeball. Yeah, get rid of the light. The glue gun is a glue gun. It's not a part-time flashlight. A glue gun is intended to heat up hot glue. And if it doesn't heat up hot glue, it's not doing the job that it's supposed to. So, unfortunately, they weren't able to guarantee it. So, okay. So let's get these little jewels. So, so to the end question, this is a $5 glue gun from AC Moore. It came with 100 glue sticks. They kind of paid me to take it out of the store. And it's reliable. And it could be cordless if you wanted to, because the cord comes out. It's a simple little stand. The cord comes out. And another confession, this cord isn't even to this glue gun. This cord is to my Imagine, my Cricut Imagine. It shares exactly the same wattage and the same power cord, so I use one cord for both tools. There you go. There's my story about my glue gun. I don't know who makes it because there's no brand on it. It's literally like cordless glue gun, made in Taiwan, 120 volt, UL listed. Code is EC-301C if you want to do a Google search on it. It's really inexpensive. The glue sticks themselves are more expensive. So let me get the blings attached. And the reason I'm using these rubber tipped ones is they're grabbing the acrylic without sliding out. Focus, please. Too close? There you go. They're grabbing it without slipping out. And I'm gonna hit my finished project with my heat gun quickly to get rid of any of these flyaways. I'm just gonna have to be cautious about the poly shrink pieces, and be careful not to alter their shapes, because they will continue to alter their shapes if heat is applied to them. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit off camera. I want to make sure that I get an even distribution of, ouch, I think I just touched the whole hot part of the glue gun. I want to make sure I get an even distribution of the stones throughout the little montage. I don't even know what this would be called. It's not really a sprig. Mountain of flowers. You would think the reason we put these things in these configurations is that somehow in nature these things would find themselves together. Like, look what I grew in my garden. I've had a glue gun for over 20 years, and I don't think I could show you the glue gun. Maybe in another, maybe next week's stream or maybe tomorrow, I'll pull out my original glue gun, which is cordless and it has two glue settings, cool and a hot. And I like that because sometimes you don't need a super hot setting and other times you do. I think this might be enough. I don't want to go overboard. I don't want this to be a bling fest. It's really just an addition to. So that's the cover. Granted, I probably spent much more time on it than I ordinarily would have, but you know, when I make a little project like this, it's usually because I have some bits and pieces sitting on my desk from other projects. Assemblage, yeah, maybe that's an assemblage. That would qualify. If I had more time, although this paper doesn't really need it, I would definitely add an element of texture, but this already has a lot of texture. If you would feel this, you would swear that it was kind of leathery. Here, let me show you the back side that's not decorated. I would love to see your rose garden where you grow gears. That would be fabulous. So let's see what else I could do. I think I want to add a little bit of a stitch line on the inside for continuity. But I am going to take this off because I want to make sure that the gel pen, I'm trying to not to break my nails, but you know, it's kind of a losing battle with the amount of things I do around the house. For little books like this, you want to make sure that your center point of your hinge, or the hinge of the rings, is in the middle. It doesn't fall in between pages because it won't go all the way through the small holes. Does anyone have any questions about any of the products? Or I will take some close-up photographs and the details of all of the codes for the Wild Orchid Craft and Stamper's Best products that I used to my blog post, including embedded links. I like to do that in case you want to go directly to the product. But I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to ask. If you have any suggestions for future shows, I'm thinking tomorrow, if I get rid of my husband for a couple of hours, I might get some more work done on either my unfinished projects for the Friday Fun Bits, or yes, Sarah Allen designs. She's on the design team with me. The design team consists currently of Sarah Jane Allen, who is 3 dogs and 2 kids on YouTube. Robin, who is Enjoy Stamping on YouTube. Susie Crafter, who is Susie Crafter 10 on YouTube. Kelly, who is Kelly from Cali on YouTube. Nancy, who is Going Crazy on YouTube. Who am I? And Jules, who is Jenna Viles on YouTube. I think that's everyone. Oh, and myself. I'm the design team lead for the YouTube design team for Wild Orchid Crafts. There is a separate blog team, and that's headed up by Bev, who's also on YouTube. I think her YouTube channel is Bev Rochester. Oh, I'm sorry, did I confuse everyone? Where were I can recommend for my husband to go have a drink at the local Elks Lodge, or I can send him to go take a nap upstairs. Oh, see, that's Now it's not working well. If I send him to take a nap upstairs, I would prefer that, because then I can yell up to him when I'm finished streaming. If he goes to the lodge, I might have to go and retrieve him physically. It's like the corner pub in many places. The list of the design team members you would like with everyone's YouTube channels? If that's what you're looking for, I already have it. It's on the Wild Orca Craft YouTube channel. There's a link to each of the girls' channels, and I post everyone's videos there in addition to theirs. Did I miss a question? I'm sorry. If I missed it, just ask again. I'm sorry. I'm looking up periodically because, again, staring at the little white dashes, making my eyes kind of go wah wah. Is it tea time for you girls in England? Ireland, Scotland, Wales? Oh, can we do roll call to see where everyone's from? I know some of the obvious people, or some of the people that I've met before, but I don't everyone. The shop is in the UK, Wild Orca Craft Shop, but the design team is from all over the world. 9:40. Who is it 9:40 p.m. for? Okay, so we have Ontario, Canada. When you go to the site, to Wild Orca Craft site, it will read your URL, your IP address, and if you're in the US, you will see a .us.com, and if you are in Europe, you can change the monetary denomination you want to see the prices in by clicking the down arrow on the currency box. So we have UK, Missouri, Indiana, London. My favorite. I loved London. London Calling. It's one of my favorite places to be. Chicago. Burbs of Chicago, Missouri. I'm in Connecticut, if anyone's interested. It's almost equidistantly between Boston and New York. We're about an hour 15 from Boston, about 2 hours from New York City. Gettysburg, PA. You know, the more I look at this, oh, I forgot to do the back of this one. The more I like the little stitch lines and the contrast between the dainty and the masculine. Arizona. Nadia, you're all nice and warm, right? We have a fair representation of Canadians and UK. I'm actually closer to the UK girls originally than to Americans. Darcy, you're in Connecticut? Where? Stonington. I'm in Ellington. That's so funny. Small world. Oh, you're now in Georgia. What did I like about London? The fresh mango we had in the open market when my friend Tony and I went there. And the Victoria and Albert Museum, and getting lost on the in the underground, and I loved a lot of it. Oh, hello from Hawaii. or hello to Hawaii. I don't know, I think despite the fact of having lived in the States for all these years, after having lived in Europe as a child, I still am very much a European. I think in my... Samantha, stop it! My cat's trying to dig to China behind me. Um, despite having lived here that long, I've always felt like I would return, and technically, since I work remotely, I could live anywhere in the world where there's a safe and reliable internet connection and plenty of crafting supplies. He's Gramby. Wow, that's... Oh, well, what are you making? I know you've been crafting along, so you've just been kind of watching, and I do that sometimes too if I can't chat, and sometimes chat doesn't work. It's fickle. So I loved London. The one part I did not love about my trip, which has now changed my entire life, on never taking buses again, is the fact that I took a bus from Ireland to London, which was 15 hours, including the 4-hour ferry ride. And there were several smokers on the bus, so it tells you this was in the early 90s. And it was the most excruciating trip I've ever been on. I would love to see the collage cover. I've had several requests to show stamp collaging on video, so I might do that, because it's one of those things that I love to do, but I don't think I've ever shown it on video, kind of the steps that I go through. And it could seem intimidating for someone who's never tried it, but it really is quite simple. Okay, I know I went a little off kilter here, but all in all, it's pretty straight. So what I'll do after this is I'm going to let this cure a little bit. I'll do a video. Yes, Ireland to London on a bus, 15 hours, with a smoking granny holding an infant in the seat behind me. It was awful. And I'm 5'11", so sitting on a bus for that long, bleh, it was awful. Yeah, I'm glad smoking's not allowed now. I don't like to go anywhere where there's smoke. Most restaurants, I think 99% of restaurants in Connecticut are smoke-free. Only private clubs can still smoke. But if I leave a smoke-filled room, I have long hair, and my hair just reeks of cigarettes. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody who smokes and enjoys it, but it's an unavoidable fact that if you're in a smoke-filled room, you're gonna smell like smoke when you leave it. Isn't it? It's funny because maybe this is a dichotomy of who I am. It's delicate looking, but very sturdy. Not that I look delicate at almost 6 feet tall, but you know what I mean. So let me put this... my nose is suddenly itching. Okay, I want to make sure that I have the center part of the ring on the outside so it doesn't get trapped on the inside. Alright, I don't think I had originally thought of maybe adding something to the rings, but I don't think I want to clutter the rings up at all with anything. I don't think it really needs it. If anything, what I might do, this might be a cute little thing to kind of staple. Oh, you know what I thought of? I might cut some tabs out. I have the Tim Holtz tiny tabs die. Let me see if it's within my reach. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves again. La 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 la. No, that's tattered florals. I thought I had it within reach. Because there's a couple of itty bitty teeny tiny little tags that would be cute along the side, because I left so much room between the size of the stamped page image and the outside. You know, this would be a cute little passport. All you would do is use the same kind of technique, but then just use the passport. I have this little clock, which I just wish it was, I can't quite decide. Do I want to, oh, I guess I could emboss it black. See, the gears are stirring, like I'm thinking about whether I should add that or not. I decided not to do the little beads. I don't know, I kind of feel like anything else I put on this would compete with the very happy collaged assemblage that I like about the cover. And really the cover is the only decorative thing. Everything else is practical and utilitarian. But utilitarian things can be pretty as well. So I'm going to leave this little clip in and think about whether I want to add the clock. See, I'm torn. I'm thinking I don't want to use it. But I suppose I could emboss it. Yeah, I feel like it's done. Like, I think the reason I'm hesitating is because it's finished. So if anything, what I might do is I might add a few more pages to make it the full 1/2 inch thickness. And that's just a matter of stamping a few more and cutting them out, which I could easily do in the living room in front of the TV. I could put some things in the pockets, or I could, you know, tag this little, put this little clippy here, and then maybe add some blanks in between, and then tag them, like if I want to keep, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for yet, or if I'm going to give this away, I don't know. So that's it. You know, I do appreciate you guys stopping by. I know a lot of you were on the show, the raid chat earlier, and I didn't mean to take over. I was going to go on, and then I saw that she was streaming, and I certainly can't compete with Rage, so I wanted to stop in and see, and when she was done, it didn't look like anyone else was going to, so that's why I had offered. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. So there's the, I think the completed one. The other way around. This way. I don't want to rip the paper. Well, I'll definitely include that somewhere, but I'm going to definitely add some more pages. So there, we used all sorts of little products. The only thing that's not from Wild Orchid Crafts are these little blingy things. And this, I don't remember, this came from, I can't even remember where that came from, but we used all sorts of Wild Orchid craft flowers, these adorable little minis, and these gorgeous blooms. These blooms could be painted so easily with just about any medium. So there you go. And since I did record this, I'm going to have to stop in a minute because we're almost out of time. I think it stops at 2 or 2.5 hours. Thank you so much everyone for stopping by and keeping me company and giving me feedback. So I'll do a video explaining exactly what was used, and I'll include a link in the video to my blog post, which will have a full listing and photographs. So I'll have a full listing of all the products that I used along with the photographs close up, because sometimes it's hard to tell. You know, you see it here sitting on my desktop, you see that it's tiny, it's 2.5, well, it's ATC size. These are my ATC blanks that I have at all times. Let me show you. I have a stash of ATC blanks on my desk because I host an ATC swap on Your Paper Pantry. So, and these are the ones I'm going to be using tomorrow for the Heartthrob one. So that's that. Thank you so much, ladies. Oh, I got these today too. I got a lot of cool things today. These fit the ATCs perfectly. They also fit tags, the standard number 5 tags. Glassines. So there you go. If you have any questions about any of this, you can always hit me up on YouTube, Anastasia, on Facebook, it's Natasha Hensel. Twitter is Natasha Z Hensel, capitalized N, Z, and H. And I'm kind of always popping about, checking, see who's on Ustream, especially on weekends, or if I have some free time. Unfortunately, I can't do that during the week, but if you have any suggestions or you would like to see something shown in real time, I'd be more than happy to accommodate. I have access to a lot of the, obviously, Wild Orca Craft products, and to Stamper's Best, and I'm thinking the next free project that I do, the one that's not for a swap or for a part of a, is this sewing room or sewing stamp set. Play around, maybe make a tag. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. I appreciate it. It was nice to have company and not to be talking to myself. And don't forget to stop by the Wild Orca Craft YouTube channel to check out what the rest of the girls are creating. Thanks for watching, everyone.